Salute to everybody, man. Goddamn, I appreciate it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know it's a little different seeing me this time of morning in the studio. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got duties, and when you have duties in the morning, you got to do your dizzle. Goddamn. Don't you hate when you have a charger? Do you ever plug in a charger? Didn't look at if the charger was on, and then you realize your phone wasn't being charged because the charger wasn't plugged in. Goddamn. That shit is hell of annoying, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, what could you do? Goddamn, shouts to Laura, goddamn. Laura said happy Friday. Oh, shit. Oops. It was going to be Friday in a goddamn another 24 hours. Good Lord. Shout out to Laura, you know what I'm saying? It feels like a Friday, you know what I mean? We have the weather here is bad. Shout out to my member, Laura. She's in a Friday mood, so you know what I'm saying? Y'all give her credit, goddamn. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful day, man. Well, it's, you know, as you know what's going on with Jamaica, so it's raining here, and it's really, really like, we're catching the northeastern. So I had to, you know, do a little bit of exercise, so I just got out the shower, you know what I mean? And in the studio, we got the shower here. Okay, you know, thank God, right? And there's nothing like feeling clean, man. I know a lot of you old niggas are disgusting, goddamn. Let's get straight to it. You know, cleanliness is a big deal to me. Like I don't know how you function without washing your ass. Those that can, you know what I mean. We're talking to those that are able. You know, they was doing this Young Money thing, right? No. You know how they had the big versus battle against Cash Money and Master P's crew, right? So Young Money, Cash Money, they got Turk and they got Lil Wayne. And there's this video, and I don't normally laugh because a lot of things are not funny to me. And Turk was getting on BG, and he was like, yo, I know you ain't talking, man. You're nasty, stink feet. You don't take showers, bath. Yo, when somebody gets on you like that, that means they're telling the truth. No man's just gonna call another man funky without some truth to that. So if there's ever anything about a man that you want to get on, because a lot of these men, a lot of y'all are always running around like, yo, woman's coochies be stinking, right? And it's like, but you niggas be stinking all the time. And y'all ain't got no coochies. Like this is the thing with me. I noticed a difference. When I was a kid, the smelly kid that came to school, he was the poor kid. So we didn't really drag him too much because he was poor. Well, I didn't do it, but other people did, right? I remember there was this dude named Jonathan Cereal, and he used to shit in his pants. We used to go to school, kids were scared to go to the bathroom, they were shitting in their pants. And this had to be like, I don't know, first, second, whatever grade it was, but it was a public school, and he was the smelliest one, right? And there was this other dude named Thomas Garnett, I think, but he was the smelly. You never forget a stinking dude. I never encountered a smelly girl. Again, that's just my experience until I probably became an adult. And even then it was like her private areas. You understand where I'm coming from? But a smelly guy was coming. You know what I mean? Like, niggas always smell. So once he got 15, it was like, my mother can't tell me what to do. because they grew up in a household with one father or one mother or whatever, so, and the mother had a whole bunch of kids or the father had a whole bunch of kids. But for men don't enjoy being clean. I learned that because you know what, I'm gonna tell you why. When I'm around women every day, it's always like, oh, you smell so nice. You always smell good. And I'm like, what's going on out here? They always compliment a fragrance of my cologne, or sometimes I won't even have the best cologne. I'll put something mild on because I'm going to work and I don't want to put the good stuff on, so I get the decent stuff. And they're like, you always smell nice and fresh and clean. And they say that with conviction. You know why they say that with conviction? Because a lot of men are dirty. And it's not their fault. This is the problem. When a man wasn't taught to deal with a woman, a man didn't teach him how to wash his ass. He did. And a lot of times, as a man, you could learn a lot about a man by his hygiene. You know, go to a bachelor pad and watch what a man does when he comes from work. Does he go to the shower first or does he go on his couch? You know what I mean? Some niggas just, they grown, so they're like, I don't have to have nobody wash my ass. And hey, that's fine, but just understand that that's common for a man. A lot of men don't have good hygiene. So with a woman, that's why, like, if a man buys a prostitute, the first thing a real good prostitute does, she washes him up. You know, she'll get a towel, you know, like you go to a massage parlor, she'll clean your balls and everything and your ass, because men don't know how to clean themselves properly. And the reason I think, on top of the fact he wasn't taught, we don't got GYNs, you know what I mean? We go to physicals and our doctors don't talk to us about stuff like that. So you have to know. Now, for me, my father told me as a young man, and I talked about this a million times, Junior, you got to soak that ass. He always said that. And, you know, he didn't want me to grow up stinking. He was always saying, you got to wash your ass, man, wash your balls, you know, wash your joint. So a joint was a penis. That's what they call it. Shout out to J. Don. Shout out to J. Don, God. It's kind of weird, right? That I don't know, lately I've been having some of y'all having memberships and then I don't see the blue wrench, but don't trip. Like, the blue wrench is not as big as the membership, you know what I mean? Respectfully, that membership is big, so thank you. And yes, it's early morning, you know what I mean? Early morning, early live, early wisdom, right? So, yeah, she's a cute little chick, yeah, I like her. That's my neighbor there. But anyway, I'm looking at the camera. So, a man's confidence, men don't know how to wash their feet. They don't know how to wash their ass. They don't wash their legs. If you are a man that just takes showers, you don't know hygiene. You know what I mean? When I take showers, it's convenient because I don't got the time to take a bath because I wouldn't be able to do this live stream because I got to leave shortly, right? But I do know that there's a different odor with men as they get older. You know what I mean? And it's that old man smell. And it starts around 50 years old, mid-40s, you start smelling it. You know, you niggas probably wear the same socks over and over again. You wear the same sneakers every day. That's like wearing the same sock. A lot of people don't know that. You know, ask any foot doctor, they'll tell you you're supposed to change your shoes every day. So I feel that this mentality goes into a woman. So for every woman that is not good with her hygiene, it's a man behind it, because opposites attract, but opposites are supposed to be the ones that keep you on ball. A man will go out and talk about a woman's vagina's dirty before he tells her. You know what I mean? And a woman will probably go out into society saying niggas balls stink, whatever. But needless to say, I'm big on hygiene. And if you know them, have the B mindset, hygiene is key. Very much key. But moving along, this discussion is something I really want to get to, and I don't want to waste any time because I don't have a lot of it. And a lot of you brothers probably don't feel you got a lot of time either. You know what I mean? A lot of you brothers feel you don't got enough time, and you know what I mean. You didn't accomplish your dreams. You retired from work now. It's countdown. You know, the more and more, the older I get, I find me escaping and running from men. I don't know if y'all seen me in the past few months. I haven't even been in my gym actively until today, right? Because I noticed now I'm starting to run away from men. Men are very, very, when men get old, they start to troll. It's like a sign with an old man, an old fart, we call it, right? And they disguise this stuff with politics, conversation, dreadful shit. You know, male and female topics, celebrity propaganda, all because you're afraid of going to that funeral home because you know you may be next. You're terrified of that. You as a man are more terrified of dying than a woman. Men are terrified of dying more than a woman. He is. See, biologically, this is true. Women are set up differently. Now, nobody wants to die, but men fear death. Case in point, you try robbing a man over his jewelry, over his wedding ring, and try robbing a woman with a wedding ring. See which one is more difficult. It's harder to rob a woman. She won't take that ring off. She'll die for it. A man will give everything up to avoid death. It's the truth. I'm telling you, go out here right now and stick somebody up right now for their fur coat. Go rob a man and woman and see which one's going to be much more difficult. A woman's mindset is like, I worked hard for this, that, and she don't even think about her kids. But the man, he giving it up. Shout out to J. Marie. Shout out to J. Marie Goddamn. So, shout out to my man. You know, it's so funny, man, that the reason why I've been running from men, I'm not going to use your terminologies, but the misery is so intense on men the older I get. My age group alone, terrible. And it started like 30. It has never been right. It just gets worse every year. So the older dudes now that are older than me that I grew up with, I have to go beyond them. I got to go to the OG guy because he's a little more different. He's terrified of dying as well, but he's not as terrified as that goddamn man before him. See, a lot of men are afraid of death because they don't know what's on the other side. The woman's mode of being, Jamie said, they do men in their 50s get depressed. Men in their 50s are the worst. Because as a child, you're taught 50 is the end of the road. That's why he tells you as a woman that you're at the end of the road. Because that's what he feels about himself. Everything a man turns on to a woman is because he suffers it. I spoke to a family member. No disrespect. I love him. And I spoke to him yesterday. I can't have a conversation with a man without him being influenced by social media or politics. I can't. It's one or the other. It's almost like if you look at a woman and you're a woman, you could tell what makeup she may use, or you could tell if a woman had a BBL. Like, that's not real. With me, I can tell politics. This nigga's going crazy. So they hide it traveling around the world. You look at a man enjoying his life because he's traveling. Yeah, he's enjoying it if he's with his wife, not by himself. That's the pressure. He needs his wife. He needs a companion. Why was he on a trip by himself? For what? Showing social media, showing videos. Hey, look where I'm at and you're not. That's what old men do. It's like when you were kids, you say, nah, 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 I got gum and you don't. That's how he is when he gets older. He's just going to do it in a more of a trip. He has to embrace materialistic items. He can't, the older he gets, the less pussy he gets. Yes, when he's younger, he believes, yeah, as he gets older, he has a wide range of things that's handed to him. Right, but how's he going to get it? He can't talk to a woman. He can't take a rejection. A kid could take a rejection, not a grown man. Cannot. People put rejections if it's this thing like, oh, you can handle it. Rejection is dreadful. I don't care which way you look at it. You understand? Rejection is dreadful, so you got a 15-year-old kid getting rejected versus 35 years old. It's a big difference. You know what I mean? So, did that clown leave? Also, what time is it? 11:15. We pick her up. You know, a woman has pressure in this society, and as much as y'all don't realize it, I'm going to say something I really been holding back on saying, but I want you to really understand this and really. You women are male identified. All of you. Each and every one of you are. If you're not identified from one man, you're identified from another. You are male identified because a lot of your layouts with yourself have to do with a man. You got that BBL because of a man. You're a lesbian because of a man. You turn your sexuality to the same sex because of a male experience, a bad one. Maybe your father beat you up. Your low self-esteem. You're not in shape. You're not good enough. A man cheats on you, you think your pussy's no good. You never turn the finger this way. Excuse me, you always turn the finger this way. You never turn it that way. You always turn it to yourself. So what happens is, and this is all, man. I don't give a fuck if he's black, he's worse because he's the most sensitive. So whatever a white man is, a black man is 10 times worse. But when you put an aging man in the control of a country, it could be catastrophic. He's not young anymore. He's not pleasing to a woman. He's less attractive. His sexual organs are starting to decline. He ages like milk. Oh, a woman gets older. Biologically, she does, because you're 5 years ahead of a man. So if a man's 15 years old and you're 15, you're really 20. That's just biological. You can't help that. He doesn't go to the doctor because he's afraid to hear the truth. So he trolls a woman. Oh, these women are walking around looking like shit. Are you kidding me? You know how many men I watch from high school, when I see them, I run from them because they look like shit. I don't want to get sidetracked. What you think he's gonna talk about? Failure? Last time I seen him was in high school. Now I see this nigga years later, and he looks like he's got nothing good to say. As a matter of fact, he's gonna pull me into his shit. That's what they do. Yeah, we get no. So if he's pulling me into it, imagine what he's gonna do to you as the opposite sex. You worship to that fucking shithole. And that's why he's running a tantrum. Oh, nobody want an old washed up woman. That's not true. Nobody wants an old washed up man. What can he offer a woman? Money? As he gets older, he has to pay for sex. Imagine that dreadfulness. So to answer your question, men in their 50s are the worst because at 15 years old, 50 years old is what you don't want to see. He's afraid of being that next tenant in that funeral home. That's why he buys houses and says he has this and has that, because he knows at the end of the day, oh shit, I got less years ahead of me than behind me. He puts it on you, and you receive it because you listen to him. You know, I've seen a very disturbing video today. And I looked at the comments and I said, nobody's saying nothing. I don't understand. Y'all troll everything, but Christopher Williams is, you see that YouTube where they sing on the porch? The minute I seen Christopher Williams and he had this Gucci suit on, I said, why the Gucci suit, bro? Nobody's gonna say what's wrong, what happened to him. Christopher Williams is one of the best looking male singers ever in my generation, definitely. He was past, I'll be sure, because he knew how to sing. Now you see these niggas, man, whether it's Tretch, whether it's Ice-T, whether it's Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy drawing his hair on his head. Y'all let these niggas get away with murder. Very few men maintain. A lot of y'all niggas lose hair. Now again, this has nothing to do with the men that's suffering any illnesses. This doesn't include you. You have an illness, that's different. Extreme illness, you understand where I'm coming from? I'm not talking mental illness. I'm talking about illnesses where it takes away, you know what I mean? You could have cancer and you may have lost your hair from the chemo. I don't mean that way. We're speaking of terms of people where I'm like, bro, you got dreadlocks in your hair. And you're bald, you got 4 locks on there. What are you doing? Christopher Williams looks terrible. I'll be sure looks terrible. Diddy looks terrible. How is his hair all white? All along he was white-haired. Do y'all look at these niggas? No, you pay attention to the woman because he's running his mouth. He's a troll. So you got to understand, if me as a man is running away from man, what is that telling you? Every time I encounter a fucking man, white, black, he's going to talk politics. He can't help it. But when you want to fuck with him, you say to him, how old are you? And he says his age, and you say, you ain't got a long time here. You're an old fuck. He going to want to kill you. That's why when he asks you your age, he tells you, oh, you can't see age, you're ashamed of it? He's ashamed of it. Every man's ashamed of his fucking age. He's ashamed. He's no, this is not a man proud. I'm proud of my age. No, he's not. That's a lie. I respect him more if he said, listen, I don't talk about my age. That's it. I just don't like talking about it. Because I know what that means. But if I want to troll him, I could say, oh, you ashamed of it because you're getting old? You understand where I'm coming from? He trolls you because he knows that's how he feels. So he's not only dragging the woman, he knows how to drag the man too. Women may age, but as a man gets old, he gets uglier. I looked at Will Smith yesterday, on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I'm watching him and Carlton, and you know the episode when they try to get accepted with the college fraternity, and they thought Carlton wasn't black enough. That was a good episode, very good show, right? And I think one of the episodes I seen Tyra Banks in there. Tyra Banks was nice and young, but she still was looking good. But as she got older, she got, you know what I mean? Will Smith was like, you know what I'm saying? Good looking cat too, but he was young. And when a man is young, a man is at the highest level of vibrance. That's why he's big on thank you, Libido. That's why he's big on validation, and he wants to hear it. That's why he dates younger women. Because when he was young, he felt like a man. Now he's a man, he wants to be young because he doesn't want to be old. Men are terrified of getting old. Oh, shit, salute. Hold on. Salute, hold on. Shout out to Libido. Salute. I gotta be cutting out of here at around 10:15, 10:45, 10:50 at the latest. Love you, bro. When you are hearing a situation with men and they're talking about how the women are looking, they're looking like shit. Why is he telling me that? See, with me, I'm big on who you think you're fooling. The only medicine a man can have in his life is a woman. That's why gay niggas are so happy, because they're fucking. Age doesn't exist in the gay community. They're too happy. So if you're a man that's old and you're gay, it's different over there. It's different. But in the heterosexual community, it's dreadful. Because he's not getting fed his medicine. He wants what he wants, he likes what he likes, but he can't get it. He won't. Picture perfect, he's married, everything is good. Nate, I don't know, because you as a woman, you worship us. You do. You fucking do. You worship us. What we believe is why you fuck yourselves up. Y'all walking around fucking your bodies up, all because that shithole told you something. And you never spit back. You never fought back and said nothing. You believed him. He won't tell me that. He can try. He tries. Hey, yeah, we getting old. Here we go. Trying to pull me into his fucking darkness. It's lonely at the top. That's not true. It's lonely at the bottom. Unless you're a homo. It's not lonely at the top. I used to think that, but that's not true. That's false. That's fake. It's not accurate. It's lonely at the bottom. And when you're low vibrational, you're at the fucking bottom, my friend. You old fucking piece of shit. You're going to be dead soon. I know you don't want to hear it. You didn't accomplish shit. There's no legacy you're leaving there. Your wife gets the benefit if you die, as she should. That's what a benefit is for. What you thought the benefit was for your fucking teeth and a doctor? The benefit is just in case you and your wife have a decent lifestyle and you fucking die, you got to be able to hold her down even if you're up in the sky. But you don't want to go there. A man who fears death is not a man. So you turned it on her. He said incels, you can't be an incel at 6 years old. That's an old man disease. Only old men catch that. If you're 15 and you're incel, you're an old fart. It's lonely at the bottom. You think a man is fucking 50 plus years old and got his fucking 3 different women a week? You think this nigga got something to complain? There's not a complaint in his body. He's not ordinary. Men in their 50s are ordinary. They're not extraordinary. If they were extraordinary, they wouldn't be complaining. He needs his medicine. Is he getting it? Chris said, to your point, there's also skin treatment that could prevent aging process. No, it's not. It's no such thing. That's bullshit. That's a lie, Chris. That's a myth. There's nobody, I use this skin cream. No, nigga, you're old. Some people age worse than others. That's an individual thing. Everybody ages differently. That is bullshit. Okay, you could go to the doctor. The only skin treatment you can do to anti-aging, leave that work, is plastic surgery. And how long is that going to work? 3 years? You got to keep doing that shit. That's not true. Then you said, would you say being healthy and low stress maintains your fullness? How's a black man going to be healthy? You can't be healthy if your mentals ain't right. You can't eat healthy if you got bad mentals. It's useless. Low stress in this demanding world, being a man? He can't do that. He's already stressed about dying. Donald Trump doesn't want to die. That's why he wants a 3rd term. He doesn't want to die. That's why he's trolling. Oh, he's trolling Democrats. He's not trolling Democrats. He's trolling the world. Because he's old now. He wasn't like that when he was a younger man. It's terrifying him that he could die at any minute. Old age is a man disease, not a woman. He doesn't grow gracefully. He told you that. Skin treatment? Okay, what, cocoa butter? Skin treatment has nothing to do with anti-aging. Shout out to Rashida, goddamn. There's no skin treatment, none. All that is false. You watch that shit on TV and they show you the wrinkles. Those are white people, okay? White people age worse than anybody. That's why they hate everybody, because they age like shit. They don't age like a black woman. All the stuff y'all hearing is fake. Light-skinned women age more than dark-skinned women. That's just a fact. They do. They age faster. Because of the skin pigmentation. You know what I mean? How is that going to block all that sun? You're out every day. You know, you're wearing shades. You're protecting your eyes and your rays or whatever, but what's protecting your skin? Does stress make you older? Well, it could add on, but you got a whole bunch of different entities. I could look at Christopher Williams and know that Christopher Williams is doing drugs. I don't give a fuck with nobody. So that's drugs. We all can tell. We can tell that meth head when we in the fucking place. She smiles at you on the line with her teeth, 2 teeth. You're like, that's a big difference. Somebody that lost teeth versus a meth head. There's a difference. We know. But you as people, you don't know how to to peep that man. He talks about the world and tells the world, oh yeah, you know, all these women out here looking like shit stomachs hanging out, right? But he don't tell you how good that pussy feel. He don't tell you that thicker women got bigger pussies than skinny girls. He didn't tell you the bigger the pussy, the wetter the pussy. He never told you that. He doesn't know. He still wants a tight, small pussy. So we looked at the woman that walks out and a cruise with a thong on and 300 pounds. But you see the woman with the hourglass body that got work done, who you think is more insecure? It's that fucking woman that got that body work. She's a hot mess. Oh, the fat one, Nate, is a hot mess. Stick your dick in him and tell me which one feels better. And tell me which one is a hot mess. Let that porn star that got all that work done on her body give you a head job and let that fat one suck it and tell me the difference. It's all lies. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know. He wants what he wants and he ain't getting it. That's very frustrating and time is running out. He knows it. Ask your father, am I lying? Tell him an old joke and see what he says. Oh, you're an old fart. Wait till his birthday comes if he makes it and says, oh, you're getting old. Yeah, but you're getting older. He's going to try to drag you. Deion Sanders did that shit one time when his daughter caught him fucking dyeing his hair. And now he's dating his daughter's friends. That's how they are. They can't deal with no real woman. A real woman is an older woman. You can't be a real woman in your fucking 23. You haven't been in this world long enough. Where's the maturity? But you listen to that fucking loser over and over again. He's suffering. All men are suffering and suffering. Politics destroys them. They give him that because they know that's going to dilute him. Once a man takes in politics and looks up to another man as a damn figure of God, he's finished. Nothing but a slave to a dollar bill. He doesn't think that he he wants to live forever, but he knows that one bullet to the shot to his dome, he's finished. He knows it, he's aware of it. Especially when he's old. I'm light and I can see the wrinkles and sun damage, darker brown tones. Yes, for a woman. The only problem with a man, dark-skinned men, they get ugly as they get older. His skin preserves, but his face gets bad. He doesn't wrinkle as bad, he just gets ugly. That's just how it is. And it's not because he gets ugly and that's against him, it's because he's getting older. And he's dreading that fact that he's going to be dead soon. He can't handle that. That spirals him. That's why if you look at anybody you look at any of these damn male podcasts, listen to them. Watch how they talk about the woman. Now the woman worship them, so they're going to fucking drag them. What other better way to do that? They don't drag each other. Because somebody's going to die, because somebody's going to say the truth, and it's going to hurt like hell. Just say it calmly. Say, how old are you? And then watch the defense. Why you want to know my age? I want to know how old you are. You're old. Fuck, you don't got much time at all. I just threw a wrench in there just because I wanted to fuck with him. He'll never be right. He'll hate me forever. I remember one time this dude was talking shit. He seen me. Oh, yeah, you had your daughter late. I said, yeah, I had her late. He ran his mouth. I said, how old's your daughter? 23? I said, you'll be a grandfather soon. He ain't never been right with me. Because I confirmed that, yeah, motherfucker, you're closer to being a grandfather than me. It's a miracle if my daughter gets pregnant, motherfucker, at her age. It ain't no miracle at 23 years old. Your daughter's fucking and sucking. You know, well, Nick, what about the conversations with men? What are they going to talk about? It's dreadful. I was up in the Bronx yesterday. I seen one of my mans and shit. I ain't seen the nigga in a long time no see. He said, man, I'm scared about tomorrow. That's what he told me. I'm scared about tomorrow. Now, a lot of people tell me shit, you know. This is what a man said this. Business owner, I'm scared about tomorrow. Shout out to Ken Thompson. They fucked up out here, man. That's why y'all niggas look like shit, you know, and you know you do. That's why I prefer being around women. At least I could build her up and possibly get some pussy. What am I getting out of building him up? I'm not gay. There's nothing, there's no benefit. He likes what he likes, he want what he want. That's a low vibration. I can't deal with that. As we get older, we lose friends. At least I do. Not on the same page. Talk positivity, but don't move like that. They don't move like that. So I want to leave you with these words, and I want you to really hear where I'm going with this. Don't entertain these niggas. I don't give a fuck what race he is. Men suffer. That's why they rape. That's why they kill their wives. That's why they get jealous. That's why they beat off to porn. This affects me more than you. Because you don't know any better. It affects me because not only do I know I got to deal with this shit every angle I walk with, because I know I could read him. I know why he stares at me. He's trying to find out how could he groom himself? How can I make my locks look like his? How can I keep my skin like his? How can I walk proudly and be attractive? He don't even know how to be appealing to a woman. The fuck could he tell me? These men in my generation can't teach me nothing. All they do is cry like little fucking babies. Always complaining. It's raining. Oh, it's raining today. He always got something. I run from. Ask my wife, am I lying? She'll tell you, you are wild. You be run. I run from these motherfuckers. I don't have nothing in common with most of these motherfuckers that I grew up with. I'm in my man's shop yesterday. My man's partner's father, you know, he has a partner with this mechanic shop. But I enjoy talking to the father. Only because, you know why? He was transparent about getting old. He has to be in his 70s, and he's like, you know, when men in his group talk about age, he just walks away. They can't deal with that shit. I'm telling you, they can't fucking deal with it. He was telling me how he got a kidney, a donor and stuff. I'm listening to him. My man, we the same age group. I can't talk to him about wisdom. It's a crybaby. I'd rather talk to the old senior nigga. Now, I'm not saying he didn't throw some politics in there because I actually say he went to California, too many liberals. I don't even know what the fuck a liberal is. I've been blowing niggas' minds now. What's a Democrat? What's a Republican? They're like, excuse me? What is it? I really don't. What is it? I don't say I don't follow politics. I just ask them, what is that? I really don't know what a liberal is. Because I don't want to know. Because I know it's political shit. That means his dick is shrinking. Once a man starts talking fucking politics, that means his dick is shrinking. That's what it means. He ain't about that pussy life. At this age, I want a nigga to talk about, goddamn, man, I need me some good pussy today. I'm in the mood to fuck or something nice. You know what I mean? We don't talk like that. At least he don't, because he ain't living none of that. He can't see that fight. Oh, yeah, she works at McDonald's. He couldn't fuck the McDonald's cash register. He couldn't fuck the goddamn manager at McDonald's. And she's fuckable. He couldn't get her if he wanted it. Couldn't get it if he tried. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep this real simple. A lot of you men, you ain't fooling me. You need to take your ass, go to the funeral home and say, listen, I want to get some information on planning my death because I'm useless here. And watch that motherfucking funeral director says, well, come right in. He ain't going to deny you because he knows you're there. He ain't going to say, what you talking about, man? You still got plenty of time. He's not going to tell you that. He's going to tell you, have a fucking seat. I could show you some options. See if I'm fucking lying. So the more you want to drag that black sister, white woman, and got all these women looking like fools and pin the tail on a donkey, doing stupid shit to their bodies, fucking up their hair for all that shit you talking about. Woman walking around looking like shit. She look like shit, nigga, because you act like shit. Of course she's supposed to look like shit. She worships that male. She cares about what you say, you piece of fucking dirt. You're terrified of dying. That's all it is. That's why you're miserable. All of you motherfuckers, you know I'm talking the truth. Okay? I challenge you to talk to me about something. If you ain't talking to me about pussy, don't fucking say a word to me. I don't want to hear about your shitty political conversations. I don't want to hear about your dreadful celebrity conversations. And most importantly, I don't want to hear about women that hurt you and dragged you and women need to be accountable, you fucking loser. Prepare your death. Ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed. This is a PSA for the aging male. I want you to know that I can see you. I can look right through you. I can look right in your face. You're a troll. I don't care what denominator, I don't care how much money you got. You can have $2 or 200 billion. The only thing that's going to keep you alive is a woman. Because you die first. You have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.